Hello. Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you, Mr. Sobek. Please
All
go
right.
ahead.
Good.
Thank
Can you
you.
also see my screen?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr. Kujo, may you please continue, and we apologize for the technical hitches. We hope that we'll have a successful and a fruitful orientation, and we'll make sure that all the gaps that we experience will be resolved. Sorry for all the inconvenience caused. Mr. Kujo will proceed with his presentation. Mr. Kujo, please proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benjamin. Good. So I was trying to, because I was having difficulty sharing, I decided to go with the
Kujo, are you online?
I think he's having with his connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's swap his section with someone else in the interest of time. Swap his section.
Yes, please. Yes, bro. Do I have Mr. Prince from the library? Mr. Prince from the library, Mr. Prince Amankwa from the library, please. Or the professor, the director for academic quality assurance, academic programs and quality assurance. Do I have any rep from quality assurance, please? Academic programs and quality assurance. Thank you very much. I'll now proceed for the library to present whilst we wait for the academic affairs to resolve their issue. May I now allow the library to proceed? Thank you very much. Mr. Prince, please, over to you.
Hello, good morning. I am Prince. Unfortunately, I cannot share my slides. Quite a technical issue. But I'm representing the library. Name is Prince, apart from my plan. And basically, what we are going to do here is to share some share some few information. So we want just to talk about resources, our services, and how you can access us. We also have other general information that we want to share with you. So our core activity here as a library is that we support teaching and learning. What we do is that we liaise with the faculty or the schools to collect the right information for their teaching. And then we provide spaces for students as well to also have their learning or academic experience as well. The library resources are in two categories. We have the print version, and then we have the electronic resources as well. So when we talk about the print, we have books. As student, we all know textbooks. And for GIMPA, we have textbooks in all our areas of teaching. So books like books in management, books like in human resource. We also have books in public administration and business and the rest. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. So our books, as I said, textbooks, they are in hard copy format. And then some of the books, as I said already, is the management areas, public administration, and we also have books on law as well. Then we also have other legal resources, which you can find at the law library. So we also have hard copy journals. These days we use a lot of electronic journals, but we also have hard copy journals in areas of management as well. Then we have theses, we have past questions, we have newspapers as well. So when you come to campus and you want to read the dailies, you can come to the library, and then you have access to a current daily graphic and times as well. Then for electronic resources, this is where the strength of GIMPA is. We subscribe to a lot of electronic resources, and in areas of our teaching and learning. So we have, when it comes to management, we have a lot of resources. In fact, when you go to our website, there's a tab there for the library. When you go in there, you see a whole host of electronic resources that we have. It's arranged from it's arranged alphabetically from A to Z. And one journal that a lot of people use, we have the EBSCO, and then we also have the Emerald. These are journals that has rich information that, especially those who are doing masters, and if you want to write your dissertation and all those things, you will need those resources. Then we have ebooks, which is powered by Progress. The ebooks are multidisciplinary. We have also in about 37,000 ebooks in our e-resources. We also have law, and these are in the areas of law, accounting, finance, and management. Then how can you access the library? Or what are the services that we provide? We provide circulation service. In library, when you talk about circulation service, basically when you enter a library, it's the first point of call where you want to find information. And the circulation service will help you to locate the information that you are looking for. For example, if you know a particular book and you are finding it difficult on the shelf to pick it, the circulation decks manned by our staff will help you to find these books that you are looking for. Apart from that, these are the areas where you can also transact business with the library. And when you are in the library and I talk about business, you know, the library business is to collect information and then disseminate it to students. So students will want to borrow some materials from the library, and it's a circulation desk that will provide you these services. Then we have also photocopy services. Unfortunately, we don't have photocopy services sitting in the library, but we coordinate photocopy service activities on campus. So when you come to the library, we'll show you where you can have your photocopy services, but it's at a fee. You will be charged for whatever work you want to do there. So we have some at the graduate block. We also have one at the law school, and then executive conference center. I'm sure you will know later when you immerse yourself on campus, but these are places that there are places that you can easily find them. Then the location of our library. In fact, we have two libraries. We have one, the law school, and it hosts law materials. Indeed, when you are at GIMPA and you want to find any material related to law, that's where you have to go. That's where almost about let's say 99% of our law materials, you can find them at the law school. But when you mix your way and you come to the main library as well, we can direct you or we can retrieve those information for you. And at the law school, these are the materials that you can find. You will find law report. I'm sure some of the law students or those who are coming to do law will find themselves needing these materials. We have law reports, we have constitution, we have constitution since 1969, and we also have way back during the colonial era that we call the order in council. So for constitution, we have all the range of constitutions up to 1992. You can have Act of Parliament, government publications, for example, commission's report, and the rest. You have LI, that's legislative instrument, CI, Gazette, and the rest. You can also have textbooks, you find textbooks there as well, and past questions and newspapers also at the law school. Then the main campus is close to say opposite the bank, the CBG. We have a bank on campus called the CBG. That's where you can find the main library. And at the main library, you can also get textbooks related to the management areas. And if you're a management student or if you're a business student, accounting student, that's where you come and find your books. And then we also have theses there. We have past questions, and that place you can find newspapers. How can you access us? When are our opening hours? From Monday to Friday, except holidays. Sometimes when we become necessary, we open holidays as well. From Monday to Friday, we open at 8 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. We run 3 shifts. So we have the morning shift and the afternoon shift. So we open from 8 to 10. On weekends, that's Saturday. Saturday, we open at 8 a.m. and close at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, 2 p.m. and close at 8 p.m. If you're a student and you want to borrow any material, we need to take you through a process. You need to register before we can lend you a book. But if you only just want to come and read, you are free to come. But if you want to borrow a book from the library, then you go through the registration process. But I advise that you don't know when you will need a book to borrow. So immediately you come to campus, please try and come to the library and come and register. The documents that we need are an ID card or admission letter. Mostly when we open, a lot of people don't have the ID card. Probably take a few moments before you can get it. So your admission letter is accepted. So we take your admission letter and then one passport size picture. Then we can go ahead and register you. The moment you are registered, you can borrow a book immediately. Students are allowed to borrow 3 books at a time. What it means is that you can borrow 3 books and the books will stay with you for 2 weeks. When you want to use the book beyond 2 weeks, you need to come back to the library and come and renew the book so that we can extend it for you for another 2 weeks. If you refuse to do that and you keep the book beyond 2 weeks or maybe 14 days, you'll be charged a CD for each book that you are keeping. For each book that you are keeping. So what it means that if you have 3 books and you have not returned it after 14 days, you are going to pay 3 CDs. Please, it's so flexible that you don't have to find yourself in this situation, because the book will renew for you. And you don't have to wait till the time and come. Please, when you think that you will need a book, you can always come and renew. There are people who owe they fall into this category and they owe some monies. What it means is that the final year or when you are hesitant, you need to come to the library and clear yourself. And if you are owing the library or you have kept a book with you, either you have to return the book or you have to pay your fee before your clearance, your certificate can be given to you. And you don't have to get yourself into this situation because there are others who are in this situation. People have kept a book for so long, sometimes a year, and it has become a burden for them. But they did not need to go through that situation. Then other informations that you also need. The library has a Wi-Fi, internet connectivity. Anytime you are in the library and want to use the campus Wi-Fi, you can contact any of the library staff and they will help you connect. And then before you get to the library, things that you have to observe. In our library, or most libraries, we don't allow bags in the library. We have reasons why we don't allow bags. We don't allow drinks. We don't allow food. And yes, anything that is edible. We don't allow these things in. They are, how would I say it? They are things that put the books into a lot of injuries. What I mean is that some of these things, when they come to contact with the book will begin to deteriorate. And we are very particular and intentional about this. And we are strict about this. Please, water, food, toffee, these things are not allowed. Anytime you want to use the library, please don't bring this along. And your bag, if you are bringing a bag, if you have a bag and you think there are valuables in it, there are security at our post, please declare those things to them. And if you don't do that, and you come back later and say, I have this and got missing, the institute is not responsible for your missing items, especially if they were not declared. Well, this is what I probably want to share with you, but this is just for the orientation. We will normally come to your classes based on arrangement with your lecturers and your class prefect. Yes, we arrange a comprehensive orientation for you, especially how you can access our electronic resources. Please, those who are graduate students, those who are doing a master's, please, if anyone become a class rep, please reach out to the library. We have a whole lot of resources for you that will help in your academic journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince and the library team for the insightful presentation. I believe that we're all going to make the library our friend. And so let the library be our friend as we journey in the next 1, 2, 3, and 4 years in GIMPA. Next to present will be academic affairs. So Mr. Kujo, over to you now. Your presentation within the next 30 minutes, and then we move to quality assurance, and then we proceed from there. Thank you very much, Mr. Kujo. Our cherished students, please note that you could put down all your questions. When we are done with all the presentations, we'll allow for Q&A sessions, and we'll address all your concerns. So Mr. Kujo, over to you, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benjamin, once again. Dear students, sorry, I have been dropping off the connection, and I'm sorry for that. So as you are told, I'll take you through the general overview of the institute, what the structures of things, how we do our things are, and a few behaviors that we tolerate and those that we don't, so you can appreciate them. So I'll try to be a bit brief. So first of all, GIMPA, GIMPA has been in existence since 1961. And as we speak, GIMPA is about 64 years old now. And GIMPA came into being through a partnership with the United Nations, where it was, developed under a special funded project. But just after 5 years, this partnership ended, and therefore the institute was handed over to the government of Ghana. Now, over the period, GIMPA has gone through various successive mandates, and the current mandate that GIMPA is operating on is the GIMPA Act 2004 Act 676, which actually give GIMPA as a tertiary institution that is capable of, awarding certificates from diploma all the way to PhD. And so GIMPA, as you can see, is not a private university. That's one. And then two, GIMPA is not affiliated to any university where their certificates are issued by another university. That is not what happens. GIMPA has the mandate, and the Statutes Act 676 enables us to do that. So we issue our own certificates. We don't collect certificates from anywhere else. Now, the Act 676 has given us a governing structure. In other words, how is the governing of the institute like? How is it structured? And so the Act has defined that clearly. And so we would look at the structure and see how primarily the structure is. So at the top of there is the council. And the council, those who consider the council has been clearly defined. Then under the council, we have the rector, who is the chief operating officer of the institute. Then under that, we have the deputy, and then we have what we call the secretary. But in the general university parlance, we would say registrar. We call our secretary. Then under that, we have what the secretary and then the deputy rector, gives us two broad outlines of where the structures are. So we have the academic structure, which are under the deputy rector, and then we have the secretary, under which we have the administrative wings. So under the deputy rector, we have the librarians and we have the deans. And then from the deans, we have the associate deans. Then associate deans, we have the head of departments. And then we have the professors, we have the associate professors, we have the senior lecturers, we have the lecturer, assistant lecturer, etc. So that is the academic wing. So that is the structure. Then we have under the secretary, we have directors. So under the directors, there are various units like HR, like hospitality services, like the MIS, like legal, and like health, medical, the medical units. All these are under the administrative wing. Then we have the director of corporate affairs, which reports directly to the secretary. And we have the internal auditor, which reports directly to the rector and the council. And so they are not within this structure, as you can see. So those are the diagrams that you can find there. Now, the composition of the council, we have the head of civil service as one of them, as one of the members. We have the head of Public Services Commission as also one of them. Then we have the executive chairman of the State Interest and Governance Authority as one of them. So the list goes on. Then we have an alumni rep on it. Then we have convocation, and then we have two government appointees. Now, these are the people that constitute the governing council. So currently, the chair of the governing council is Professor Yawajiman Bedu, and that's the picture. So you can see him there. Then the council, by its mandate, has to, develop rules based on what our needs are. So we have the GIMPA statute, which was, developed. I think the latest one was enacted in 2020, and that is what we are using now. Then on that, we have the rector, the deputy rector, and the secretary. They constitute what we refer to as the central management. So these three people are the core people, which we refer to as the central management. And ahead of that unit is the director. So the central management director, the deputy rector, and the secretary. So we have the rector, Professor Samuel Kweku Bonsu. I think many of you might have known or seen or heard from him or about him. Then we have the secretary, which is Dr. Mrs. Victoria Kumbo. She should be the one should have been doing this presentation, but she is engaged somewhere else, so I had to step in to do this presentation. Then we have the deputy rector as well. Now, from there, we go to the schools and campuses. GIMPA, apart from here, have campuses in Tema, Takrady, and Kumasi. But here on the main campus, we have the following schools. We have the business school, we have the School of Public Service and Governance, we have the School of Technology, the GIMPA Law School, and then we have what we call School of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. Then we have the School of Research and Graduate Studies. These are what you would find on the main campus here in Accra. Then the structure again here is that as we have the deans and the campus managers, so those who are heading the schools, we call them deans. And then under them, we have the HOD, etc., etc. Then we have the campus managers. They are not deans because the campuses are under any of these schools. So it's either in the business school or the other and the School of Public Service and Governance. So they are campus managers. That's how I refer to them. And like I said, so we have the manager of Tema campus, manager of Kumasi campus, and manager of Takrady campus. Then we have the directors and other officers. So you've heard from the library gentleman who take you through. They have director of finance, we have HR, we have hospitality, academic affairs, estates, we have information management systems, corporate affairs, GIMPA training center, which we call ALET, and then the coordinator for the satellite campuses. These are directors and other office holders in the institute. Now, to your life here on campus, how is it like? So if we have to we call it a student life cycle or the milestones to getting a degree here in GIMPA or any tertiary institution. But if we follow what we have here, first of all, you had to go through 5 different steps. One of them is that you must be admitted, which many of you have. Then you subsequently have to go through the process and be matriculated, which will come subsequently. Then after that, you had to go through registration, so attend classes, take exam, all that, results published. So then assessment comes in before results can be published. When you publish the results and you are meeting the requirements, then you move on to graduate. So you have these milestones, these 5 steps that you have to follow. Now, in each step, there can be one reason or the other for which you might not progress to the next. But generally, this is what we have. The others who interrupt their program for whatever reason, for one reason or the other. So sometimes you may not go through them smoothly as because you had to interrupt at some point. So the interruptions comes in, which we refer to as deferment. For one reason or the other, you can defer the program. So a student who has been admitted has met all the requirements, and for a reason, medical reasons, job reasons, financial reasons, etc., you can interrupt the program. But then there's a rule that governs how you can interrupt that. So a student intend to interrupt his or her study program can only do so with a prior written approval of the academic board. So like I said, there's a process, there's a rule. And this is well explained in the student handbook, which I will try and touch on briefly, which you would have to go and do a more detailed studies to understand what they contain so you don't fall foul of any of those rules. Then we also have a policy on name change. This is again in the student handbook, which you would have to familiarize yourself with and understand them so you can know what is there. So you don't just show up and say that now I'm no longer called Kofi, I'm Kwame. Whether that can be done for you, you need to know before you even apply. So change of name. Now, the institution does not accept any change or amendment of or biographical data once a student has been duly admitted. And so we get this a lot where a student will show up and says that my date of birth is wrong. Yes, that can happen. But in instances where you have typed in that information and we just are using it, at what point did it become wrong? So can you do that? You cannot do that. That's clearly indicated in the handbook. Order of names. Upon registration, student's name shall be in the following order in all student records. So first name, other names, and then, so it follows in that order. So if you have first name, there are some who have middle names, and then the surname. That is how the name is arranged. For whatever reason, we get most times students come and say that their names have not been arranged properly. I would want to say this, that the system we use, anytime you log in, your name is displayed. So please check whether the name has been, first of all, properly spelled, and also whether you can categorize them into surname, middle name, and surname. If they are not, please notify the listener, especially when you have those as they are on your document, but then that is not what it is, especially the document you presented to GIMPA. If they are not what you presented, you need to do that. You don't wait until you issue a certificate to say that my name is not properly spelled or is not properly arranged. You can see that way ahead before the day of graduation or issue of certificate. Good. Conduct and discipline. The primary function of GIMPA is education and training, of which the inclusion of good character is an integral part. So inculcation of good character and habit is an integral part. So what you're learning here is not just book, but you are learning behavior and character as well. And so the institute take character as a serious thing. So when the students accept admission to GIMPA, it is assumed that he or she has a serious purpose and sincere interest in his or her own intellectual and social development. Now, so what we're saying is that you don't come here with other intention other than to come and study and, come with intentions to be molded into a better person and not come here with other intentions that we don't provide here. And when that happens, you're likely to go against the rules, and the sanctions are there to be applied. So the university considers any unethical, immoral, dishonest, or destructive behaviors as a serious offense. So I repeat, the university considers any unethical, immoral, dishonest, or destructive behaviors as a serious offense. So take note that if you get yourself involved in any of the things that the university has prohibited, you're likely to be sanctioned for it. Dismissal from programs, so these things can lead to dismissal or being asked to withdraw from the university. Failure to take scheduled exams, failure to participate in required professional development activities, failure to follow an approved study plan, exceeding time limits for completing various stages of the program. So I said earlier on that you can defer the program, but is it for perpetual? Can you stay away for as long as you want and then show up the next time you feel like to come back and want to come and continue? That's not permitted. So you cannot, so there's a time limit for every course that you want to take. There's 2 additional years for the initial duration. So if it is a 3-year program, you have 2 additional years. So if you count 3 years after which you cease to be a student, irrespective of whatever happens. So that you should take note of that. Academic dishonesty, plagiarism. Yes, you would. I think the library gentleman will take you through. I think most of you might have already know it. 10 to 10, your works is subjected to plagiarism verification to see that whether you've copied people's material or not. If you do, you'll be found out. Cancellation of degree. So the institute may withdraw. So a degree conferred on a student may be withdrawn at any time. And why? There are several reasons. If it is known that the student gained admission with false credentials, or impersonated someone else, or was guilty of academic dishonesty, or some other breach that is incompatible with the status of the holder of a higher degree. So you see, the degree that is conferred in you, it is assumed that it is given to people with some status. So if you don't show that status, that certificate can be taken away from you. And so you need to take note of that. Now, how do students with issues can report this? The first thing is that you can get in touch with your SRC. If SRC is not able to help out, you contact the Student Affairs Directorate. So there is a unit there. If not, then that can escalate to the Dean of Student. And hopefully you should get your issues sorted out. Again, if it continues and is not resolved, the following process is there. So the academic or advisor, if you have one in your school, then you can talk to the academic advisor or the lecturer, or you move from there. If it doesn't help, you go to the dean or the director of student affairs again. If that doesn't work, the director of academic affairs is also there, deputy rector on the next level, the rector, and then academic board, the final decision maker when you present the complaint. So these are the processes. So every student who feels that there's an issue, it's not been fairly treated, you feel that somebody has done something that is not, you can report that, and it goes through the process depending on the gravity, depending upon the what it is. And if you are still not satisfied, the channels are there all the way to the academic board for it to be addressed. Good. Like I said, you can communicate what are the medium for which the institute gets it to the student. Now we have all these. First of all, mostly you can get some information on our website. So for instance, if you want to know your academic calendar, you can go there. If you want to know your timetable, you can go to the website. These are mediums. We don't paste this on the notice board where you would want to come and have a look at it. No. You also use students' official emails. So therefore, every student is supposed to have an GIMPA email, and that is the medium in which we get information to you. There are some official notice boards with basically not using those things anymore. But once in a while, there are some things that are pasted there. Then we have letters. So sometimes you write to you when there's a need for us to do that. Then your class reps, we send information to your class reps to be disseminated to you. So there are several WhatsApp groups that have been developed at the various school levels and at the class level and at the school level as well. Then we have what we call the I-enabler. Those of you who were one student here, you would know what the I-enabler is. If you are not, then probably you would get to know what the I-enabler is. That is the means by which you can verify things like your registration, your scores, your fees, etc. You can get to know that over there. Now, there are some few ethical businesses that we believe that if you are here and as you said earlier, you are serious and therefore you have the intention to better yourself by at the end of the day. So we expect that you should persevere. Now, one of the things that we find, we know the caliber of students we have, but if you look at how every university considers their students, you are junior members. And once you're a junior, it means that there are seniors. And that connotes that there's certain expectations of you as way you conduct yourself. Well, yes, we know that there are people in high positions and responsible positions, either nationally or even internationally. But it's as long as you enter the gates of GIMPA, you're a student. And that you must conduct yourself as a student. The issue of where do you know who I am not, is neither here nor there. You are here to learn, and therefore, even though sometimes we also learn from you, the core purpose is that you're a student, and if you don't conduct yourself as a student, it will be difficult to teach you, to let you have exactly what you are here for. And so our attitude should encourage, behaviors that makes it easy for everybody to relate, and especially as students. And so let us not feel that the security man is not worth telling you to pack well. The cleaner is not well to tell you that where you drop the litter is not where it is. Can you please drop it in the bin? And as far as you're concerned, he has no right to do that. That cannot be. Yes, wherever you may be coming from, if you draw that, others may take it. But here, you have the responsibility to make sure that you behave like a student. Selling on campus, we don't encourage anybody to do that, no matter whatever it is, food to anything, any merchandise, you cannot sell anything here. And you are one, because they would seize it if it is found. Dressing. Even because we don't have a dressing code, except the law students, the day law students, they have a dressing code. Otherwise, there's no dressing code. But we still expect that as adults, we dress decently so that you don't become an obstructions or an obstacle for somebody who is sitting behind you to cannot concentrate, or the lecturer cannot just focus his attention. We need to be modest in our dressing, and we need to dress properly. And what does that mean? We don't, like I said, we don't have any dress code, but we expect that anything like this can be classified as decent. So you dress well like this, it's okay. We don't think that this is problematic enough or is bad. But if you have things like this, consider this to be unacceptable. It shouldn't be. You wear slippers to class. This is an adult environment, and we expect that we should behave like one. Okay. So I don't know whether we should go this, but there are certain things that you can do if you want to succeed. The first one is that they say you should multiply your commitment. So once you're here and you want to graduate, go through the process and graduate successfully, reduce all the things that will not let you be committed. So you should multiply your commitment. Then obstructions, cut them down, so divide them, so reduce them. Then what you do, you should subtract all the excuses. So excuses, I think every time you can find an excuse for not doing one thing, but if you want to do it, you also find a reason for why you should do it. So just reduce your excuses. And then also it's advised that those of you who believe in God should not relent on our faith. We should be very, very serious about our faith, and that God would help us through. Good. So briefly, this will be my presentation for an overview of the Institute. I'll quickly move on to the regulations, which I will just share the content. Earlier on, I was saying that before I went off, I was saying that if you can access the internet, please quickly go to the GIMPA website and then scroll down and look for student services. There you will find student handbook. And the student handbook are in two parts. We have the graduate and the undergrad. If you're a graduate student, you can look at that. If you're an undergrad student, you can look at that. Primarily, that is the rules that governs whatever you do here regarding your behavior, your conduct of exams, how you qualify to graduate, etc., etc. So I would just share briefly the content, because we can't do the entire book, but you need to know every content and know why you need to go and read it into details so that you don't fall foul of any of the rules that have been stipulated clearly in there. So the first thing is that we thank all of you who are here for the orientation, because this is one of the mandatory requirements for a new student, because this is more or less like you are giving you the GPRS that will guide you throughout your life in the institute. So a lot more often we find out that those who have issues are those who do not attend orientation. But if you don't attend orientation, it's likely that you'll be depending on your friends, so many of whom did not even attend themselves, but they behave like they know everything and they've been misguiding all the things that you do. So you'll be living on hard truth and always getting yourself into trouble. So thank you very much for being here. The first thing you find on the student handbook, if you open, is that you find the table of content, you find definitions. So we have defined a few terms. So for instance, what is academic year? What is credit hours? What is coursework? What is core load? What is fabrication, etc.? These terms have been defined. What is plagiarism? You should be able to, all these things have been defined in the student handbook, so you can reference them and understand. The next thing you'll find is communication with students. So what are the channels? How does the institute communicate with students? They are there in detail, so you should read and know if you had to get information where you should look for them. You don't have to, the excuse that I didn't see it, I didn't know. Those are not good enough for adult students who should be inquisitive a little bit. Then academic regulations. What are the academic regulations? So over there, you find things like criteria for admission. Many of you have admissions already. Would you want to come for readmission? What are the conditions attached to that? Presentation of false information, what comes with that? If you lie on the documents that you are supposed to submit, what are the sanctions for that? Registration and enrollment, what are the conditions for which you need to have met to be able to register? You need to have all that. So all these things are things that you can, who is a sponsor student? What are your conditions? What are the things that you can do? Class attendance, what is it? Exemptions, can you be exempted for a course that you have taken or you're about to take, etc.? Can you change campus? All these things are there. So for instance, you were working in Tema and you've been transferred to Kumasi. Can you change to Kumasi? Is it possible? So these are things that you should know, and therefore they are in the handbook, therefore refer to them. Then we talked briefly about the change of name. Like I said, the rules are detailed here. Under what conditions is a name not changeable, or is it changeable? The order of name, how do we present the names from your certificates? You should be able to tell that. Then, like I said, orientation is compulsory. So what are the things that comes with orientation, and what are the conditions for it? Student responsibility. Good. Every student has a responsibility, as same as the institute has a responsibility. So we have a responsibility towards each other. You, the students, what are you supposed to do for you to get the services for which you have signed in for? It is not just signing and getting admission that makes you a student. There are other conditions. Do you know them? Are you meeting them on time as stipulated? You have to know all these things. So know your responsibilities as a student. And that is in the student handbook. That is the content 6.0. And you can find that, I think, on page 31, I guess. Then studies of limitation. I mentioned again that if you defer your program, can you defer perpetually? Not at all. There is a limitation to it. So if you exceed the maximum period for which you can take the course, you are caught by a status of limitation. So you would not be a student after that. You are out. Then we have also what we refer to as exchange students. Exchange students. Who are they? Inbound and outbound. So there are students that come in to GIMPA. There are students that go out of GIMPA. Can you be one of them? You need to to understand what they, so if there is an opportunity, you can take advantage of. What is course load? What is the maximum? What is the minimum? What is scoring and weighting? All these things you need to know, so that at the end of the day, you will know that you have met the requirement or you have not. You have fallen short. What didn't I do right? All these things are there. You should be able to acquaint yourself with them. Then graduation and award of degrees. What are the conditions? Who qualifies to be awarded a degree? Is it everybody that has registered? Is it everybody that came that same year? Or there's a condition for which you qualify to be awarded a certificate? That you must know. What is the minimum course load? Do you know for your program? You should be able to know that. All these things, like I said, are what information you can find in the handbook. Then examination regulations. There are rules governing examinations. Here is where a lot of people, even for whatever reason, either they know or they're still motivated so much by their intention to do the wrong thing to the extent that they behave like these things don't exist. And when they are caught, then they come begging. But the point is that there is a law that governs cheating in examinations, what you can do and what you cannot do, what qualifies you to be able to write exam. Can you be late? Can you enter the exam hall anytime you come in, or there is a time? You should know all these rules so that you don't stay at home and come back and say that the car you were coming on broke down, the trotro broke down, the Uber driver. Those are not excuses that the rules permit. So what are the things that you can do to avoid such situations? You need to know all these things so that you avoid them. Good. So the long and short of it is that these are generally the core contents that you need to know regarding what your life on this campus is permitted and what is not permitted. So you don't get yourself involved in actions or inactions that can make life difficult for you here. One thing that I would want to emphasize is to go back to the academic regulations, particularly registration. The institute uses a computerized system to manage students' activities here. So your registration is managed with a system. Your student scores is managed with a system. So this has timelines. Anytime you decide to do things on your own time, you're going to have problems. The institute would announce when registration starts and when it ends. If you don't comply with this and the timelines are over, it becomes very difficult to get the service that you require. And so my advice is that let's not decide to do things at our own time, because it's now that I got the money. The computer doesn't know that. It is now, initially I paid, but I forgot to register. The computer doesn't know that. So please, let's pay attention to these timelines and rules. And I'll emphasize and repeat it again that let's read this document very well, understand them. If the other thing is bothering your understanding, don't ask your friends. Even if you do, please go back to this book and read, because we've had instances where people rely on their friends and what they tell them are completely not the case. And so let us be mindful of that so that this can be the best guide for our stay here on campus. Thank you very much for paying attention and listening. Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kujo, for this insightful presentation. And I think Mr. Kujo have said it all. He's directed us to the Student Bible, which is the student handbook that we have to use both for undergraduate and graduate programs. We will download these books immediately and have them in the chat room, or as he had said, he has already directed you to the GIMPA website where you can have access to this information. The next to present will be our security coordinator, Mr. Charles Bobier, who will talk about security consciousness on campus. So, Mr. Bobier, over to you, please. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning once again. So my name is Charles Bobier, the security coordinator. Now, coming to GIMPA, we have 3 entry and exit points to GIMPA. The first one is through the main gate. That is when you are coming from Achimota direction to GIMPA. This gate is open 24/7. But then, when it is 10 p.m., the gate is closed, and then anybody coming in or going out will be subjected to search. This is not to inconvenience you, but just for your safety. The next one is the middle gate. That is when you are coming from Legon direction. This gate leads to the student car park and is mainly open for students. It is closed at 10 p.m. So please, let's take note. Then the next one is what we refer to as the back gate. This gate, if you don't have e-card, access card, you can't access it. It's mainly for staff. So please, let's take note. Now, we have in-house security system in GIMPA. You can find them in an olive green up and down. They are deployed across various locations on campus. So if you have any security need, just get to them, talk to them, and you'll be assisted. We have security control room manned 24/7. Please, if you have any security need, just talk to them, and then you'll be assisted. Usage of car parks on campus. We have designated car parks for students, visitors, faculty, and the staff. The security guards will guide you to park, and you must please comply with their directives. The institute frowns at parking on the shoulders of the road and then also on the lawns. We use money to maintain our lawns. So please don't park your cars at the lawns. If you park your car on the shoulders of the road or at the lawns, your car will be clamped. And if your car is clamped, you pay a fine of 200 Ghana cedis. In fact, this is non-negotiable. So please, let's take note. Then we have speed limit on campus. Please, you cannot drive beyond 30 kilometers per hour on campus. So please, let's take note. Missing or found item, kindly report to the security control room for necessary actions if you happen to lost any of your belongings or you found anything that doesn't belong to you. Please report to the security control room, and then the necessary actions will be taken. You may be provided with ID cards or badges. Please put it on or wear it at all times you are within campus for ease of identification. Personal security. Please take care of your personal belongings, both in your lecture halls and rooms, i.e. laptop, tablets, phones, and etc. Then also, we don't allow visitors in the rooms. I'm referring to the hostels or the hotel rooms we have. This is for security reasons. So please, if you have a visitor, kindly attend to your visitor at the reception. Going out of campus, please contact the front desk officials to arrange a known taxi for your safety. The next one is, please don't litter the campus. Litter bins have been installed at various locations throughout the campus. These bins are designed to help curb littering on campus. So please, let's take a note. Whenever you eat, you drink water or whatever, please try and drop it in the litter bins. Don't just leave it ajar and then go away. The next one is sexual harassment policy. GIMPA has a strong sexual misconduct policy. This policy aims to create a safe and respectful environment for all. The policy clearly states that sexual misconduct of any kind is unacceptable. Please, let's take a note. Now, let's take these few security tips. Avoid walking alone after close of school or lectures outside GIMPA campus. Do not stand at the GIMPA junction and be making calls in the night. As much as possible, make your calls within campus. Order your Uber, Yango, and etc. within campus and not at the junction, especially at the night. Avoid taking unknown taxi at the GIMPA junction. Use only station-loaded taxi cabs. Taking trotro is safe and recommended for your safety. When driving in traffic, ensure your glasses are rolled up. Please take personal responsibility for the security of your personal belongings. Do not leave your valuables unattended to in a lecture hall or live in the lecture halls. Kindly leave it in the care of someone. Ensure your car doors are properly locked and glasses roll up before parking. Do not expose your valuables in your car. It may attract criminals to break into your car, even if the doors are locked. When driving to campus, be careful of moto, especially Okada riders at the junctions to GIMPA. This is to avoid accidents. The last but not the least, when coming to school in the evening during rush hours, please avoid driving at the shoulders of the road to dodge traffic. You may be arrested by the police and arraigned before court for prosecution. Please take these numbers, police emergency numbers. In case of any emergency, you can call 191 or 18555. Thank you very much. I am done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles Bobier, for the security guidelines that has been shared with us. I now move to academic planning and quality assurance. And so, Mr. Emmanuel Bampo Esquire, please, it's your turn for your directorate to present, please. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning.
Go ahead, you may present.
All right, so I hope you can see my screen.
For sure.
All right. So this is quality assurance, academic planning and quality assurance. It is a directorate that administratively reports to the deputy rector, functionally to the academic planning and quality assurance committee. The director, in fact, this presentation is on behalf of the director, Professor Ebenezer Nafo. The director is a member of academic board and also a member of the academic planning and quality assurance committee. It's important to mention that we are a DTEC requirement. Therefore, we have a very strong role in delivering the service that GIMPA is delivering. The directorate is made up of two divisions. There is the academic planning division and there is the quality assurance division. Practically, our job is to improve the delivery of the service and maintain our world-class training center, maintain the conducive environment, and then create what has been known as the quality culture in GIMPA. Our focus is the teaching and learning, is the student life from admission to graduation. We are focused more on the systematic internal reviews of our study programs, and we provide student support systems. Now, our job is done by coming to you to deploy survey instruments. We also come to you for you to do what we call evaluation of lectures. We also undertake monitoring of events. So practically, we'll be working with you during your stay in GIMPA. Our job is mostly done through collaborations with the schools, directory, student affairs, and we simply provide guidance in terms of receiving your feedback and then making a count in the decision makings in the school. What we have currently is a feedback hub where we have QR codes as vantage points of the school. So if you observe any anomaly, you are welcome to scan the anomaly or take a screenshot, scan the QR code. It will take you to an interface where you will now share your observation and then add images where possible so that we can hear from you directly that this is very concerning and therefore you require that we resolve it quickly. We'll be also be coming to you to ask you to evaluate our lectures. We'll be coming to you with our student satisfaction survey. We'll be coming to you for you to provide feedback on many of the themes that we have in the schools. Now, you can find us on the block that the Deputy Rector's office is. It's called the Governor's Block. Our offices are open 24/7. Even weekends, you will find us. Just walk in, share with us what you have observed to help us improve the quality culture. Our concern mostly here is what will make you comfortable and what will make you recommend the school to another person. We will end the presentation here. And once you come to school in person, I am sure we have the opportunity to meet again. I'll end it here. Thank you very much. And then welcome to the school.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel Bampo. Thank you very much for the presentation on behalf of Quality Assurance. May I now invite Dr. Caroline Odonko to speak to us concerning the various services that are provided by the GIMPA hospitality team. Dr. Odonko, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Benjamin. Good morning to everyone once again, and a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Caroline Odonko. I am the Senior Assistant Registrar here at the Hospitality Directorate. And that part of my role is to ensure consistent service quality and customer service. With hospitality, we'll be in charge of your meals. If you come to campus and you want to get something to eat, we are there to assist you. And if you want accommodation services also, we are there to assist you. So my presentation this morning is to give an overview of the various services that we offer here to our students on campus. So one may ask, what is the relevance of hospitality in enhancing the overall student experience? And as you all know, hospitality actually plays a crucial role in enhancing the student's experience by providing you with comfortable and supportive environment that allows students to focus on their academic and personal growth. So we are here to ensure that you have access to a well-maintained accommodation, convenient dining options, and also we have some event facilities that you can use when students need to have some programs. And these services help the students by reducing stress and fostering a sense of community. The services also contribute to a balanced lifestyle, offering space for relaxation, social interaction, and extracurricular activities. And these services are all good and essential for a well-rounded college experience. It's not just about the books. You must have some form of entertainment at a point in time. The overview of the hospitality services. One, we have accommodation services, the student hostel facility. Over here at GIMPA, the student hostel facility is called the Porter's Lodge. And at the Porter's Lodge, we have over 100 single bedrooms. They are en suite, meaning that each room comes with a bathroom. But at the Porter's Lodge, there are two categories of facilities. We have the phase 1 and the phase 2. The phase 1 and the phase 2 goes for 150 Ghana cedis per night. If a student wants to rent it for a whole semester, that is for the 3-month period, it is 12,000 Ghana cedis. So at the Porter's Lodge, the phase 1 and phase 2 rooms, we provide you with the basic amenities and the facilities that you need. You have a bed, you have a writing desk, and you have a private bathroom, and then also a balcony. There are no TVs, there are no fridges, and there is no hot water there. And there are no air conditions as well. And that is the one which goes for 150 Ghana cedis per night, or if you want to take it up for the whole semester, it is 12,000 Ghana cedis. And at the Porter's Lodge also, we have the phase 3 and the Cedar Block. These are the upgraded facilities. And with them, it comes with the hot water, it comes with fridge, it comes with TV, and it comes with AC. And that one, the cost per night is 300 cedis. If you want to take it out for the semester too, when you come to the front desk, we'll give you the amount. The do's and don'ts at the hostel facility is that you are not permitted to cook in the rooms. It is only ironing that is allowed. And students are also allowed to bring in their individual fridges if they so wish. So aside the Porter's Lodge, we also have the Executive Conference Center, which also has over 100 rooms. They are all en suite. We have different categories of rooms. We have the standard, we have the executives, we have the suite, and the rest. And that one, for the standard room, it is 550 Ghana cedis, and the cost comes with breakfast. For the Porter's Lodge that I mentioned, the rate does not include breakfast. If you want to have breakfast, then you have to pay extra in order to get breakfast. But for the Executive Conference Center, the rates are different, and it's 550 per night for a standard room, up to 850, depending on the type of room that you so wish. But all these rates are breakfast included. So for Executive Conference Center, if you wish to book a room here, the rate that you pay, it comes with breakfast. But for the Porter's Lodge, it does not come with breakfast. Students are welcome to make reservations at any time for just one night. If you want a room for just one night, and if it's examination period, you want to book for the whole week, it is allowed. If you have weekend school and you want to come and stay, that one too is allowed. So you only need to make your reservations in advance because it is first come, first base. And then when you go to the front desk, they will make your reservations for you. Now for food, we have restaurants on campus. There are 2 restaurants on campus. We have the main bar and then the law school bar. They are opened from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That is when school is in session. And then we serve local dishes and rice dishes as well. Rate per plate starts from 30 cedis. We also sell beverages, drinks, water, salad, pastries. They are all available for sale at the law school bar and at the GIMPA main bar. Other options, you will find Fafa Restaurant, which is also on campus. And then there is the Bush Canteen, which is also on campus. I believe when you come on the tour, you are going to be taken to all these places. Again, we have laundry services also at the Executive Conference Center where we do washing and ironing at a cost. So if you stay on campus or if you are still outside and you want your laundry to be done, when you bring it to the Executive Conference Center, the laundry session, they will take care of that at a cost. Other services, we do take orders also from students when they are organizing events. We have a full function kitchen here at the Executive Conference Center. So when you come with students, with groups, when they are having events and activities, we can take your orders and prepare your food and your small chops for you. If you also need to rent a space for your private events, we also do have the space here if you come and see us. So in conclusion, the hospitality units, we are here to support students, and you are all encouraged to take full advantage of our services. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Donko, for providing us information on the GIMPA hospitality service. I move to the last presentation for the day, which will be from our medical doctor, Dr. Daniel Norte, who will speak to us concerning student health issues, student medicals, and the operationalization of the GIMPA clinic. Dr. Norte, over to you, please.
All right, good morning. Goma, can you hear me? Can I be heard, please?
You can be heard loud and clear, so please proceed.
All right, sure. Okay, so I welcome all students. I'll be very, very brief. We have a clinic on campus. It's called a GIMPA clinic, and we run general OPD services, antenatal clinic services. We currently run 24 hours, so therefore we have inpatient department. We have the male ward, female ward, and we also have the kids ward. We have a pharmacy, treatment room, and laboratory. We are just adjacent to the law school, and we have a signpost by the roadside, so you can check it out. We are open 24 hours, and then we are also open during vacation. We have a 10-bed capacity unit. We are registered with the DACI, which is the quasi-government institutions. We are also HIFRA regulated. We are yet to look into the private insurance and also set up some sick bays at the satellite campuses. Our services we run primary healthcare services, health education, student medical screening, which I'm going to talk about, corporate staff medical screening. So if you have an agency, you're working somewhere, you want us to run medical screening there, we can come and run it for you. Of course, we run the medical laboratory services, dispensary service, emergency service, minor surgical procedures, removal of lipomas and ganglions and suturing. We do travel medical examination services, referral services, detained and currently admission services, well-man and well-woman screening, STI screening, family planning, and then corporate basic life support training. The advantage you have with us is that we are patient-centered, provide quality healthcare, family-oriented with follow-up and continuity of care, evidence-based medicine, ethical treatment. We're on campus and therefore proximity, shorter waiting time. We give advice. So we have preventive approach to management, quality consultation time with me when you come and other medical doctors and medical officers that are here. We have the ability to liaise with other facilities because we are a primary care facility and there are some investigations that we do not run here. But we are able to communicate with them so that continuity of care will be smooth. Currently, we provide care to GIMPA staff members, their dependents, students, and we also accept the public. The list of medical laboratory service we run here, quite a number of them. We do the malaria test, cycling, electrophoresis, that's the genotype. The GC-SPD we do here, full blood count, we do it here. ESR, blood grouping. Then the serologies, hepatitis B, C. Currently, because of the upsurgence and hepatitis A conditions, we also running hepatitis A here. We do the syphilis, VDRL, typhoid, WIDAL, prostate. We do the H. pylori. We do the retro screen, which is the HIV 1 and 2. We do the chemistry test also, liver function test, kidney function test, which is the renal function test, the cholesterol, which is the lipid profile, uric acid. We do fasting and random blood sugars. We also run the routine examination for urine, for HVS, and also the high vaginal swab, and also stool routine examination. We also run the cultures over here. So if there is a need that we take a culture and run culture and sensitivity test, we also run it here. So our laboratory is quite elaborate. Now, medical services for the student. We will start the fresh student medical examination September 2025. A schedule will be sent to your school. So the school will provide us with a list of students that have registered and that they've paid their fees. And when we get that list, we will send a schedule to your school and then they will communicate it the times with you. The student medical care, currently you're paying for the fresh students medical examination. So for student medical care, it covers only the prescriber's consultation fee. So you can come here for us to talk, for us to diagnose. But when it comes to your labs, when it comes to the medications and all that, you're supposed to pay for that. When you're coming, you come along with your school ID. If the ID is not ready, then come along with any national ID, but come along with your proof of registration. Now, excuse duty forms. Excuse duty forms are written here, and also they are excuse duty forms that are accepted from other accredited facilities out there. But then they pass through the clinic, since this is the health authority of the unit, they pass through the clinic for it to be endorsed. Remember that there is a number of class attendance that you must have before you are qualified to write the end of semester exams. And if you're not attending due to medical reason, you must have a medical excuse duty form. And also we even request for a medical report. Because of confidentiality's sake, the medical report can come to the clinic. It must come to the clinic for us to just endorse it. That must not necessarily go there unless you want your medical information out there. But you bring it to the clinic and then I confirm it. I'll inform the department or the school that you're not well, and I have confirmed that you're not well, and that is why you're not able to come for class or write exams. We don't encourage writing exams in the GIMPA clinic. If you're not well, we really hope that you will get well, and then there will be a supplementary exam prepared for you. But we need to confirm that. It's an emergency elsewhere, you get a medical report, get your excuse duty, bring it to us, and then we can confirm that. Now, pregnancy is not a disease, but pregnancy can come with certain conditions and can take you out of class and even can take you out of school for a very long time. If you have 1 year program, 2 year program, you just want to focus on it and make sure that you get it done with. Of course, pregnancy has made people, not graduate the year that they want to graduate. So it is not a problem, but it is important that you know the timing very well because it can affect you. Now, if you are not feeling well, it's important to report to the clinic on time. Remember that good health is connected to academic success and it is your responsibility. You know, our environment, green environment, very serene environment, we encourage walks, we encourage physical activity. So it's important that you come to campus. We can organize students walk and all that. Physical activity is necessary. When it comes to substance abuse, the focus is on the abuse. We do not want smoking around. Of course, we are adults, so we do not want you to abuse alcohol for it to get to a point where it affects your personality and it affects your productivity. So substance abuse is something that we abhor here. Be sensitive to your sexual and reproductive health. This one is something that I believe that as adults, we all know about it. This is a community. Maybe let me be a bit specific. All conditions you meet out there, sexual conditions you meet out there, they are also found on campus. Okay, we found all the conditions here. So it's important you take good care of yourself. Remember, you're here to learn and network. We would like to know if you're having any existing chronic condition and sometimes even disabilities. We want to know. Some of you have disabilities in writing, some of you have disabilities in climbing to the staircase and all that. We need to know so that we can inform the school appropriately, so that they can make arrangements on how lectures can be delivered to you. Remember, we still have COVID around and there are some upper respiratory viral infections around. So let's practice good hand hygiene. And you can always pass by the clinic to check your vitals, blood pressure. We are not charging for that. So always pass by the clinic. Of course, because this is an academic environment, anxiety will go up, blood pressures can go up. So when you come to the clinic, just make sure you pass by the clinic and know your vitals. We are not going to take money for that. Now, it's important to note that we are having issues where handwriting is becoming something of the past. In the era of technology and AI, we know that it's convenient when you're typing or recording lectures and all that. But you see, your final exams, you're going to handwrite it. So let's not forget handwriting. It's important. And when you pick notes, when you write notes and points down, it helps you remember, recall better, and it enhances your understanding than just the typed notes or the recordings. Make sure you use all your senses, audio, visual, and also handwriting. Now, this is just a quote. The life you seek and the prayer you pray is at the end of the next questions you ask. So now that you've begun this academic journey, make sure that you ask questions. For when you ask questions and they are answered, it's like prayer, so like an answered prayer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Norte, for your presentation. Our dear students, it's time for Q&A. So what we'll do is I would like to question and answer session. We'd like to moderate it from our end. So you raise up your hands and then we'll unmute you to speak. For the meantime, I will read out some of the questions that were raised in the chat room. And so if Mr. Kujo from Academic Affairs, you can be on standby to answer some of these questions. When is registration starting? There was no information on registration. That question was raised in the chat room. So Mr. Kujo, and then issue about when are we having our GIMPA official emails and student ID cards. So I think if you could address that of registration, and then IMSD will address that of emails, and then Kaya Corporate Affairs will address that of ID cards. So Mr. Kujo, over to you, and then from there we'll begin to give opportunity for those who have raised their hands to ask their questions, please. And if in case your question is asked and you don't need to repeat, please, you can just lower your hands and then we can make time to take a lot of questions. So Mr. Kujo, over to you. When is registration starting and any information on registration, please?
All right, so registration is starting from 1st September. That is when the portal will be opened for registrations to start. That will take a period of time, and I think we have indicated all the timelines in our academic calendar. And I think we have the academic calendar on the website. So please familiarize yourself with all the things that will be happening during the course of the period between September to December, and then subsequently what will follow. So we have the academic calendar, but the direct answer to the question is 1st September registration starts.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the question concerning student emails, is hopefully that by the end of this week, those who have accepted our offer will receive their official emails. I also encourage those who are yet to officially accept the admission offer to kindly do so. You could upload your receipts on the admission and application portal, or you could also pass by the school and submit the hard copy receipts. So in either of this will work perfectly. And just when the emails are created, corporate affairs will officially engage you on the process that you have to go through in making sure that you verify your information and your ID cards will be printed. Please note that the picture that you uploaded during the application process will be the same picture that will be used in processing and printing your student's ID card. On this note, Daniel, can we unmute Senam to ask her question? We'll take a question per each person. So if you can unmute Senam to ask her question, then we move to Pra, and then we come to Sai, please. Thank you very much, Daniel. So Senam,
thank you.
Your question.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so good morning to all of us and our bosses. Good morning to colleagues. I'm so grateful to be part of this family. My question is very simple. When I look at the Legon stretch of road, you know, we have, like you said, you have two gates over there. We have the electronic one, the one you need the access card, and then the one you can just pass through as a student, you can just pass through. But my question is that because of the traffic situations, is it possible as a student I can also get access to the electronic card so that once I'm coming from that stretch, it will be simple for me to just enter through to campus? If it is possible, I'll be very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Daniel, can we take Sai? We'll take 5 and then we'll answer them immediately. Sai, please.
Yeah, hello. Good
Please.
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my question has to do with our portal, the MIS portal. I think I've been trying to log in with the codes, the ID numbers, and then the passwords they were giving to us, but it's not up, it's not up and running. So I wanted to find out, is it just me or is a general thing? Because we are supposed to change our password or something. So
okay, yes, please. Noted. You'll be answered accordingly. Thank you. George, your question, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please. I think doctor did not mention if they do accept NHIS card at GIMPA clinic. I wanted to find out if they accept NHIS.
All right, George. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Henry, your question. Henry? Please unmute and speak. Right. So as we wait for Henry, we'll answer the following questions. The first one was about the gates. So we have 3 gates. We have the electronic gates, the student car park gate, and the main gate. 2 of the gates, which is the student car park gate and the main gate, those are accessible by all students. I think as you arrive on campus and you start. Hello?
Yes,
Henry,
please, Henry, thank you for the opportunity. My question is simple. The internet was disrupted a couple of times, so we couldn't have access to the full presentation. Is it possible you can send the recording so that we can take time to actually understand every bit?
Thank you. So the issue about the gate, the use of the third gate will be considered, and I think we'll get him some information from the security coordinator when school begins, if in case the traffic is quite heavy. MIS portal, Mr. Kujo, any idea about that? MIS portal, they are unable to log in with the default password, and they want to find out.
Yeah. So
the MIS portal.
Yeah. So the system has not been activated for that yet. Registration hasn't started, so nobody has access to that for now. So it's actually not working. You can't access it until the system is permitted to accept those who would come in.
All right, thank you
So
very
from
much.
1st September, you should be able to do that.
All right, thank you. Dr. Note, NHS cards, are they acceptable at the clinic? The National Health Insurance cards, are they acceptable at the clinic, please?
You know, currently we are not accepting NHIS, but of course we have put in all the applications to get it started. So I am sure that you should hear from us soon. When we start it, we'll let all students know, but currently we are not accepting NHIS. So it's cash. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The recorded version of this particular session, that is the first day session, will be sent to the respective schools to make sure that students get access to the link, and the few sessions that you missed, you could have that information. So that issue will also be resolved. I'll go back to the participants and then take questions from Na. So now you can unmute and speak, please, Na.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Na.
Okay, please, I'd like to ask about deferments. In the supplementary sheets we received, point 8, it states that if you wish to defer this offer to the next year for any reason acceptable to the institute, you may pay a commencement fee and a deferment fee of X amounts by the date stated. So I assume that we could actually defer the program before we even start, like you can go ahead and start that process. But I went to the law faculty and I was told that we have to do 1 year before. And I asked, what if it's based on medical reasons or medical grounds? But I was told it's not possible. So I would be grateful if you could throw some light on deferments, because one of the speakers spoke about it, but enough wasn't said. So kindly elaborate on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Academic Affairs will respond to that after. Can we have AJ Lily, please? AJ.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. Please, it's about the deferment, but then I think someone just asked.
Thank you, AJ. Maxwell.
Yeah, okay.
Maxwell.
Yes, sir.
Question.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
I want to find out if it's possible to change your class section. Say you are you are on the morning section currently, and probably out of 1 or 2 situations you wish to go for the evening section. Is that possible? Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Mary Mode.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to confirm, during the presentation, there was a touch on name change. So I want to confirm if one can change their name, especially if it's duly gazetted due to marriage, once they joined, because I heard that name changes were not possible, or there was no room for any name change once registrations and other things are concluded. And again, on the hospital side, I also want to confirm if other health insurance cards like Acacia and others can also be accepted instead of cash.
Thank you. I'll take Emanuela for the last round. Emanuela, please.
Okay, thank you very much. And please, my question is, I had admission for Master of Arts in Public Administration, but I understood it's different from Master of Public Administration, that is MPA, and that is MAPA. I want to know if it's actually different in GIMPA, because I really wanted MPA, not MAPA. And if it is, how do I go about the changes? The second question is, with the payment of fees, do I necessarily have to go to the bank to make the physical payment, or I can make a payment on the mobile apps or something like that? Then I think there's another question. When is lectures officially starting? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll answer these questions and then we come back for another round, please. Mr. Kujo, if you could please get back to us. Deferment, and if one can change from a morning class to an evening class, one evening class to a weekend class, how flexible is that? Also, change of name, if you could throw more light on change of name. And then the difference between MAPA and MPA, and also the fee payment structure. So I think all these questions are directly to academic affairs. Mr. Kujo, I will take them one by one so you could please address it for us.
All right. So I think I would want finance to answer the fee payment part of it. And then if SPSG is here, they should answer the MPA, Master of Public Administration question as well. Okay. So I would answer the deferment. Okay. So you see the letter that is issued out, yes, it has the condition for those who want to defer. So it is true that you can defer even before you start. But with law school, there is a challenge there. And the challenge is that, so that is why you find out that they try to conduct interviews and try to find out those who really are ready to come to school. Reason is that a large number of people qualified to be admitted but had to be denied access because of quota, because of space, etc., etc. So there are a large number of people who want to be admitted who have actually passed the exam, but eventually had to drop out because, for one reason or the other, because the institute cannot take everybody that have qualified, that applied and have gone through the process and have met the minimum requirement that qualify them. So if you're not ready, in other words, you cannot just be give your admission only to say that you are deferring it. Then what it means is that there's somebody who really needed the thing and is ready, and you are just holding the space and let's, in my, excuse my language, waste it away. And so the law school is very strict that if you really get admission, you can't defer for the first 1 year. So if you are ready, you come. If you're not ready, you wait and come when you're ready. Primarily, that's where the law school has that. But the other schools have that you can defer even before you start. So that's the reason for the law school insisting that you have to do at least 1 year before you can defer. Change in offering type, yes. What offering type here means that you are a day, you want to go to evening, or evening, you want to go to weekend, or any of the options. Yes, you can change, but it also depends. If you want to change today from day to evening and you don't have anybody in the evening, then there's nobody to go and join that. So you cannot be alone there. So that is one of the reasons. Sometimes you may be denied because the numbers are just too many to accommodate an additional person in there. So generally, where it is possible, yes, you can change it. So like I said in my presentation earlier on, even you can even move to another campus and you still have it. The only thing is that there should be possible, the space should be there for you to move to where you are living, to where you are going. Primarily, that would be the simple answer to that. Now, change of name. So I would again want everybody to go to the student handbook and answer that question carefully, but I'll attempt an explanation. The answer is that you can't change your name, end of story. Whether married or married, you can gazette that when you finish and you can go back and gazette it. But the thing is that you just cannot change the name. I think that's the simple answer that I have for that question. Change of public administration, if SPSD is online, please, if you can take up that question. And then fee payment, finance, if students can pay with any of the apps, the Momo, or they can use Visa card or any other method other than walking into the banking hall. If finances are wrong, if they can please answer that. Thank you.
Any rep from SPSG? If not, for finance, I've received the feedback from them. Currently, the payment platforms are the ones that have been listed on the list that was attached to the admission letter. Other further platforms will be communicated when school resumes. And be guaranteed that your payment will reflect within 24 hours when you make payments at these banks that are listed on the supplementary sheet on that when attached to the admission letter. Do I have any rep from SPSG? If not, I will take the contact of the lady who asked the question, and then the school will get back to you accordingly. Thank you very much. I'll move to the next session for questioning. I think I have almost getting to 30-something hands, so I think we'll move quite faster. Can I have Hema, please? And in case someone has already asked your question, please, so that we don't stay for long, you could maybe lower your hands, and then maybe we move to those who have new questions that have not been addressed with at the moment. So Hema, please, your question. Yes, Hema, please speak.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, I'd like to know if medicals are compulsory for undergrad, postgraduates.
All right, thank you. And then I move to Rosalind. Rosalind, please unmute and ask your question.
I was like, Hima. I was like, who is Hima? Sorry.
Rosalind.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my question borders on the commitment fees. I learned the commitment fees is part of our first semester fees. Is it true?
Yeah, so that is true. So that's I think we can answer that straight away. As part of the fee that you are supposed to pay for the semester. Yes, please.
All right, thank you.
All right. So in case you are doing 14,000 and you've already paid 5,000, you just pay the difference. Just make sure you get all the 14,000 to register.
All right, thank you.
All right. Boateng, please, your question. Boateng. Hello, Boateng. Okay, so if Boateng not okay, all right, Boateng.
All right. Okay, so when I went to the bank to pay for my commitment fee, the course I chose, Master of Science, IT and Law, the bank couldn't locate it on their platform. So I called the admission desk, and then they told me they should go ahead and just pick any course in the IT sector. I want to know if it will have any effect on me, because the admission guys were like, okay, when we come to campus, they'll rectify that problem. So I want to know if it will really affect the course I chose.
Please, the most important thing is that the money is credited to your student index number. And so you have that amount credited to your name and your student ID to enable you register. And I hope you've uploaded the receipt on the application admission portal to enable them admit you to the right course after payment.
I have done that, but my question is, so will I get opportunity to register for the right course I applied for?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Right.
All right. Thank you so much. My question is in regards to I am applying for a top-up program, but in my admission letter, they gave me a 4 years program, which I've already made payments and I've accepted. So I want to know if that could be changed or can be rectified.
Which program, please?
Procurement and supply chain.
Have you gotten in touch with the school directly?
Yes, I've sent an email. I've gone to the school. They said that could be changed, but still there's no update. But I've already made payments more than the.
Okay, we'll private chat you so we pick your contact and follow up on this particular issue immediately.
Thank you.
All right, so the team will have a chat with you privately. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Late.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Please, I want to the quality assurance man. I don't know when we received. I'm doing post first degree law. When we received our letters, there were lots of mistakes everywhere. Even the date was wrong. They have to send an email later to correct the date. And so I want to ask the quality assurance man, please, it's causing a lot of trouble. Even as at now, I haven't even received my orientation email. If not for the fact that I heard it from some of my friends, like I would have missed the session. So I want to know what is going on. And please, I realize that when someone is coming to do a second program at GIMPA, if like the person has already done a program here and he's coming to do a second one, you give the same index number. Why is it so? Because if I come and do inquiries on the first course I did, how do you manage the two? Thank you.
So we'll take answers for these few questions. Mr. Kujo, I'll start with you again, and then I'll move to quality assurance Bampo, and then I come back to Dr. Norte. Mr. Kujo, second program, why the same index number?
Yeah, so second same, internationally that is encouraged, especially when the students comes back to the same institution. It makes us have complete information about the students, and we are able to reference the student better. Our system helps us to manage the students' information also better. And so they worry about if he comes back and he wants to make an inquiry or get a document regarding any of them. Yes, once, because you see, what you cannot do is come back and take the same course twice. And so the system has records of the various things that you've done. All that we need is your ID, and we can be able to tell which one you want. So just, especially if you're coming back for information, just tell us exactly what you want, and you'll get exactly what you want. That is not an issue. I don't know what the worry is if we repeat the same ID number for you. If you can please give us the reason why you think that is a problem for you.
Thank you very much. The issue on the mistakes on the admission letter, well noted. We'll address it with the admissions office and the law school, faculty, the GIMPA law school. And then okay, IT and law payment issue has been resolved. Commitment fee, yes. Dr. Norte, are the medicals compulsory, please?
Yes, the student medical is compulsory, and I think that someone asked a question about the PHIS, which is the private insurance.
Yes,
now the policy is that you need to register with NHI before you can get the accreditation to register with the PHIS. So yes, we don't accept PHIS now. When we register with NHI, we will accept all that, NHIS and the Acacia and all the other ones, mutual health, but currently no. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So proceed. Gifty, your question.
Please. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, I would like to know whether all our lectures are going to be in person or some will be held virtually. And the lectures, is it going to be throughout the weekend, that's from Friday to Sunday, or just selected days, please? Thank you.
So let me take this one. All classes will be held in person as stated in your admission letter. If there are any other arrangement, that will be made between the class and the teaching faculty who will be in charge of which particular program. And as stated, because they are weekend programs, they run from Friday to Sunday. In case there are no classes on your timetable on Sunday, then you can be free with that. Thank you very much. Perpetual, please.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I was going to ask about the weekend, Friday to Sunday, but you've answered that, so thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Can I have Elom, please? Elom. Elom.
Hello, I'm here. Hello.
Yes, please.
So my question is with payment of fees, I want to know the breakdown. which we're supposed to pay is the commitment fee the 5,000, and after that, how is the breakdown of the school fees based on? Because I registered for international relations and diplomacy, so I want to know the breakdown, the deadline for part payment and the deadline for full payment. And then also I missed the um some parts of the session. So I want to know about the registration. I don't know. I want you to clarify me on that some registration. I didn't understand. So kindly do that for me, please. Hello? 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 Hello?
Once again, sorry for the lost in communication due to power outage. We sincerely apologize. What we would like to advise is that we have the second session tomorrow, and so during the first 30 minutes of tomorrow's session, we will take all questions again concerning today's presentations before we start with that of tomorrow's presentations. On this note, for us not to encounter any technical challenges anymore, we'd like to bring to today's session to a close. Equally for the power outage from ECG. Thank you to all of you who joined. Please note to receive these questions, and then the ones that we can provide answers first, and tomorrow we'll provide answers before we open up the room for further questions to be taken and resolved before we start with tomorrow's presentation. And just after the Q&A and the presentations, we'll have a breakout session that you join your respective schools to also have your respective orientations concerning your actual schools that you enrolled with, either the GIMPA Law School, the School of Business, the School of Public Service and Governance, or the School of Technology and Social Science. On this note, we'd like to say a big thank you for joining us today, and God willing, we'll see all of you tomorrow, and please have a fruitful day. Thank you so much, and God bless you. My GIMPA, your GIMPA, our GIMPA. Thank you.